Keep the change, you filthy animal. I'm your host Youssef, and these are 10 scary Home Alone stories that will make you lock your doors, which you should be doing anyways. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's check all the exits, just in case. Number 10, Fresh Prince, and not from Bel Air. From Redditor Hands the Fram, I was staying at a family friend's cabin deep in the woods. It had a large deck that had about a foot of fresh snow on it. I had been cooking / messing around in the kitchen that you can't see the deck from. I'm walking around turning off lights and notice multiple sets of footprints walking from the woods up onto the deck, up to the door, then all over the deck and back into the woods. I stayed up with my dog all night and left at first light. Number 9, We're Not Alone. From Redditor Jameson Zane, my brother and I were home alone from school because we were sick. We had a craft room in the mostly unfinished basement and we were down there playing with miniatures. Around noon we heard very clearly the front door unlocked, open, close, and someone walked in shoes across the foyer tile to the kitchen and turned on the sink. They then turned off the sink and went up the stairs to the second floor. I figured it was my stepdad and called my mom to let her know he came home from lunch. She had just gotten off the phone with my stepdad and knew he was in the office at work. She called him back and he came ripping home while we hid in the basement. Although we never heard the person come back down the stairs, we didn't find anyone in the house. Number 8, Who's Out There? From Redditor Chaos Element, but chaos is spelled with a K. One night, I was home alone when I was 9 or 10. I heard my dog barking up a storm outside. Now, I had a giant Bernese mountain dog. He never barked his whole life, just calm, quiet, and gentle. Still, I didn't think much of it. Until he was at the sliding glass door, all hair on end, barking like never before. I let him in and he physically shoved me back, then stood between me and the door for 5 of the scariest minutes of my life. He just growled and barked the whole time. Wouldn't let me anywhere near the door. Then, like a light, he just turned around, licked me, and laid down. I have no earthly clue what was out there, but it wasn't getting to me. Number 7, You order a pizza? From Redditor Bapa, as a kid, I'd be left alone with a teenage babysitter. So technically I wasn't home alone, but there were no adults. One time, a strange man walked in the front door where we were playing and looked surprised to see us there. I remember the man claiming to be a pizza delivery driver and asking us if we ordered a pizza. My babysitter was quick to react and asked him why he just walked into the house and also where the pizza was if he was actually there to deliver a pizza. The guy said it was in the car and that he'd go get it. My babysitter closed and locked the door behind him, and shortly afterwards there was a loud knock at the door. This time a large shirtless man was standing outside, also claiming to be a pizza delivery guy. Still no pizza, of course. My babysitter wasn't having any of it and yelled through the door to tell the man he was calling 911. Thankfully, it was at this point the two guys got back in their car and drove away. Number 6, Something is in this bed. From Redditor Many Ranger 4, I lived in an apartment by myself and every once in a while I'd be about to fall asleep when I'd feel a weight next to me. It felt as if someone had gotten into bed with me. At the time, I was dating a woman who would sleep over from time to time, but I never mentioned this to her. One night while she was over, I had to leave due to a family emergency. I told her it's okay if she sleeps at mine alone if she would like that, and that I would be back the next day. I get home that morning and she tells me the weirdest thing happened last night. As I was falling asleep, I thought you had come home and gotten into bed with me because I definitely felt someone get into bed on the other side, but when I opened my eyes, you weren't here. It freaked me out. Number 5, Leave the door open. From Redditor Aiden Blaze, I don't usually latch my bedroom door, but I did this one time. I dozed off for a bit and woke up like 20 minutes later to my door wide open. I thought that maybe I didn't latch it properly. When I relocked it, I made sure to latch it properly so that it couldn't be opened from the outside. I started watching a movie, and when I got up to get some water, I saw that again my door was wide open. I got so freaked out I just screamed out loud. I heard the pattering of footsteps and I ran after them, but it couldn't have been anyone in my house because the main door was locked and all the windows were shut. I spent an hour and a half searching and there was no one in the house. Number 4, Someone is using my microwave. From Redditor Moose of Doom 23, I was home alone one night when I was 13 or 14. The kitchen was next to the TV room. I was sitting watching TV when I heard someone in the kitchen start pressing microwave buttons and then hit cook. I froze and then crept over to peek into the kitchen. There was no one there. The microwave was running with a time initially set for like 5 minutes or something with nothing in it. No explanation. The house had always been extremely creepy for various reasons, but nothing like that had happened before. Number 3, something suspicious about the blinds. From Redditor Bezos alt account, I was about 12 or 13 when I was left alone for the first time. We lived on a ranch about 25 minutes from town, with my only neighbors being my grandparents, who are very old. I was sitting in my room watching YouTube when I heard a heavy creak on one of the steps outside my window. I paused my video and stared at my window, closed by blinds, knowing that all I have to do is open them and see what it is. But I ignore it. After a minute, I hear 3 more heavy steps. Sounds like the bottom of boots on wood. I spring out of bed and into the hallway while calling my mom. I frantically explain the situation quietly, and she asks me a simple question. Are the dogs even barking? No. I have 3 white labs, all in the main room, that have a clear sight of the back porch. I let out a sigh of relief and hang up the phone. The second I end the call with my mom, my dogs absolutely go wild. Barking, baring teeth, hair standing up, and all. I ran to my room and called my brother, telling him to get home immediately. My dogs bark for maybe another few seconds and they stop. Never found out what was behind the blinds. Number 2, I heard something. From Redditor Curious Relish, I wasn't technically alone as my husband was in the house, but because of his medication, he couldn't do anything to help if there was an emergency. I was downstairs with my husband snoring beside me. I heard from the top of our basement stairs, "Hello? Hello? Is everybody okay?" I went up to figure out who it was and thought maybe we'd accidentally left a door open somehow. Searched everywhere, nothing even slightly amiss. Made a phone call and got my neighbor over. Both doors were shut and locked. Did a thorough check behind every door, the tub, under furniture, etc. Nothing. No one. This has happened several times, and my only explanation is that it's our neighbor. For some reason, when we're in the basement, everything our neighbor does sounds like it's in our townhouse. Though I think that might be creepier, as I have no idea why he's walking around his own house calling out "hello" and asking if everyone's okay. Number 1, the thump. From Redditor Flibherton Just Us, my parents had gone out, and I was standing in the kitchen talking on the phone. Suddenly, there's a thumping on the floor under my feet. There's no way into the area under my feet, as there's a cinder block wall between the basement and a hollow space beyond. I only know it's there because the hole where the plumbing runs through was overly large and we patched it when we moved in. The thumping happens again. It's like someone hitting the ceiling with their fists below me. The lights flicker. The picture on the television jumps up and down. I run to the living room and jump onto the couch, cover my head with my blanket. My parents pull into the driveway and everything stops. It never happened again and still scares me 33 years later. Thanks for watching. Those were 10 scary Home Alone stories that will make you lock your doors, which you should be doing anyways. Leave a like and comment if you think we missed anything, and we hope you have a scary day. Peace.